You ever look at a set of perfectly joined copper pipes and think, how in the world did they do that? It kind of looks like some kind of industrial magic, right? Well, guess what? Today, we're pulling back the curtain. In just the next few minutes, we're going to turn that intimidating task into a skill you can totally understand, and more importantly, a skill you can actually do. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dive into the science, the magic behind it all. Then we'll get our tools together, walk through the prep work, which is super important, and then, yeah, we'll actually do the soldering. To finish up, we'll quickly cover the difference between hard and soft soldering. Let's get right into it. Before we even think about picking up a single tool, let's figure out the science that makes this all happen. Because trust me, once you really get the why, the how becomes so much easier. To put it really simply, soldering is like using a super strong molten metal glue. Now, here's the key thing to remember. You're not actually melting the copper pipes themselves. Nope, you're only melting the filler metal, the solder. And that's what creates this incredible, permanent, leak-proof seal between them. Now, the real magic, the secret ingredient here, is a force called capillary action. The best way to picture this? Think about a paper towel. The second it touches a water spill, it just instantly wicks it up, right? It pulls that water into all those tiny little gaps. Well, soldering works on that exact same principle. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. That molten solder wants to flow. It's desperate to get sucked into that tiny, hot gap between the pipe and the fitting. But, and this is a big but, it can only do that if the surfaces are perfectly, spotlessly clean. This is why prep work, as you're about to see, is literally everything. All right, let's talk gear. It's time to see what you'll need to get started. Honestly, having the right tools on hand from the beginning just makes the whole process way smoother and, of course, a whole lot safer. So here's your starting lineup. You've got your propane torch, that's your heat source. You've got your lead-free solder, which is our metal glue. And then you have flux. Flux is this amazing paste that cleans the metal as you heat it and helps that solder flow smoothly. Oh, and of course, you absolutely cannot forget your cleaning tools. They're non-negotiable. Now, I know this might seem obvious, but we absolutely have to talk about safety. I mean, we're working with an open flame here, not to mention some corrosive materials. So please, safety is not a suggestion, it's rule number one. These three things right here, they are completely non-negotiable. Goggles are a must. They protect your eyes from any little splashes of hot solder or flux. You've got to have heat-resistant gloves. And for clothing, stick with something flame-resistant like cotton or denim, because the last thing you want is something synthetic that can melt. Okay, listen up, because this part right here, this is where most soldering jobs are either won or lost, way before the flame ever even touches the pipe. Meticulous, careful preparation is the real secret to getting a joint that will absolutely never leak.
Remember this. Seriously, burn it into your brain. A clean joint is a strong joint. Solder just will not stick to a dirty or oxidized surface. It's kind of like trying to put tape on a dusty table. It's just not going to work. You have to get that metal shining. Just follow these 4 steps like it's a religion. First, you cut your pipe nice and straight. Then you deburr it, which means getting rid of any little metal shavings. This is super important for a snug fit. Third, you clean. Clean the outside of the pipe and the inside of the fitting until they're shiny like a brand new penny. And finally, you apply a thin layer of flux, which is that paste that stops oxidation when things get hot. It's absolutely critical. Okay, our prep work is officially done. It's time for the main event. All that cleaning and fluxing is about to pay off big time. Let's see how this all comes together. This is it. This is the moment we've been building towards, where the science and the skill finally meet. You've done the prep, you get the whole capillary action thing, and now it's time to make that joint. So here's the absolute number 1 tip. You have to heat the fitting. Why? Well, you want the fitting to be hotter than the pipe, because that's what pulls or sucks the solder into the joint. Once it's hot enough, you just touch the solder to the seam and whoosh, capillary action takes over and pulls it right in. You'll see this beautiful silver ring appear all the way around, and that's your sign. You've got a perfect filled joint. After that, just let it cool down all on its own. All right, so you've pretty much mastered the basics of soft soldering. That's everything we've been talking about so far. So let's level up your knowledge and quickly check out its heavy-duty cousin. This will give you the whole picture of metal joining. So really, when it comes down to it, there are 2 fundamental ways to solder. And the biggest difference between them really boils down to 2 things:
temperature, and just how strong the final joint is. You can see the key differences at a glance right here. Soft soldering, what we've been doing, is perfect for most home plumbing projects. It happens at lower temperatures, and you can do it with a simple propane torch. Hard soldering, on the other hand, sometimes called silver soldering, needs much, much higher heat, and it creates a bond that is just incredibly strong. It's used for more demanding stuff, like in HVAC systems.
And this table really breaks it down even further. I mean, just look at that temperature difference. Hard soldering can get all the way up to 850 degrees Celsius. That is hot. It uses a different filler metal, a silver-based alloy, and you're going to need a much hotter torch to pull it off. But the result is a joint with excellent strength. We're talking nearly as strong as the copper itself.
Okay, to wrap this all up, if you remember nothing else, just remember these 3 golden rules. 1. Cleanliness is everything. If it's not shiny, it's not ready. 2. Trust the physics. Let capillary action do all the heavy lifting for you. And 3. Always, always, always heat the fitting, not the solder, to draw that solder into the joint. These are your keys to success, I promise. So there you have it. We've totally demystified the process. It's not about brute force, it's about being clean and understanding a little bit of physics. The power to create these strong, permanent, totally leak-proof joints is officially in your hands now.